Hello dear friends. Welcome back to the channel. Here, we don't just improve English, we rebuild identity. What if I told you? You are not bad at English. You are not slow. You are not untalented. You are not weak in communication. You are just addicted to comfort. And today, I'm going to prove it. Most people think fluency is about vocabulary, grammar, or accent. But that's not the real battle. The real battle is psychological. It is about what you choose every single day, comfort or growth. And the truth is uncomfortable. Every time you avoid speaking, every time you switch back to your native language, every time you stay silent because you are afraid of judgment, you are not protecting yourself. In this video, I'm going to break down why comfort is secretly destroying your fluency, how it tricks your brain into feeling safe, and how you can start escaping it step by step. Comfort feels safe, but it is quietly killing your growth. Most people think they lack confidence. But confidence is not the real issue. The real issue is that your brain is wired to avoid discomfort. When you speak English and make a mistake, your brain treats it like danger. It feels embarrassment. It feels exposure. It feels risk. And your brain immediately says, "Let's avoid this next time." So the next time you get a chance to speak, you stay quiet. And in that moment, your brain rewards you. It gives you relief. Relief feels good. Relief feels safe. And slowly, your mind starts choosing silence automatically. Comfort is addictive because it does not look harmful. It does not feel like failure. It feels like protection. You tell yourself, "I will speak when I improve more." You say, "Let me prepare first." You convince yourself, "I need more vocabulary." But if you are honest, you are not preparing. You are postponing discomfort. And postponing discomfort becomes a habit. A very dangerous habit. The scary part is this. Comfort gives you the illusion of progress. Watching English videos feels productive. Learning new words feels productive. Writing notes feels productive. But if you are not speaking under pressure, your brain never builds fluency reflex. Fluency is not knowledge. Fluency is reaction speed. And reaction speed only grows when you push yourself into uncomfortable speaking situations again and again. Look at your last 7 days. How many times did you avoid speaking because you were unsure? How many times did you switch languages mid-sentence? How many times did you stay silent even when you knew the answer? Those moments were not language problems. They were comfort decisions. And every comfort decision trains your brain to freeze faster next time. You don't become fluent by staying safe. You become fluent by surviving small embarrassments daily. The people you think are naturally confident are not fearless. They just stopped protecting their comfort. They allowed themselves to look imperfect. And that changed everything. This is the uncomfortable truth. You are not behind. You are not incapable. You are simply choosing comfort more often than courage. And once you see that clearly, everything starts to change. Comfort disguises itself as preparation. The most dangerous form of comfort does not look lazy. It looks intelligent. It looks disciplined. It even looks productive. This is why so many serious learners stay stuck for years without realizing what is happening. They are always preparing, but rarely performing. They are always learning, but rarely speaking. And because preparation feels responsible, They never question it. You tell yourself you need better grammar first. You tell yourself your vocabulary is not strong enough yet. You say your pronunciation needs improvement before you speak publicly. These thoughts sound logical. They sound mature. But if you observe closely, they all have one thing in common. They delay exposure. They delay judgment. They delay discomfort. Preparation becomes a shield that protects you from feeling vulnerable. Your brain loves this strategy. When you watch English videos, your brain feels progress without risk. When you memorize words, your brain feels productive without pressure. When you write notes, your brain feels organized and safe. But here is the problem. None of these activities train real-time speaking reflex. Fluency is not built in isolation. It is built in interaction. It is built when your heart beats slightly faster and you still choose to speak. Think about it carefully. If preparation alone created fluency, then every student who studied English for 10 years would speak effortlessly. But that is not reality. Many people know complex grammar rules but freeze during simple conversations. Why? Because knowledge and performance are different skills. Knowledge grows in comfort. Performance grows in discomfort. There is a hidden identity behind over-preparation. It says, if I speak only when I am perfect, nobody can judge me. But perfection is a moving target. Every time you improve, your standards rise again. So, you keep preparing. You keep waiting. And months turn into years. Meanwhile, the people who started speaking imperfectly move ahead faster because they trained under pressure. Comfort whispers very softly. It says, just one more week of practice. It says, start next month. It says, you are almost ready. But fluency does not reward readiness. It rewards courage. If you want to know whether you are trapped in preparation comfort, ask yourself one question. In the last 30 days, did you speak English in situations where you felt slightly exposed? If the answer is no, then the problem is not skill. The problem is avoidance disguised as growth. And the moment you recognize that pattern, you regain power. Because now you can choose differently. The 30-day discomfort experiment. Let me show you what happens when someone stops negotiating with comfort. Imagine a person who decides that for the next 30 days, they will choose small discomfort every single day. Not something extreme. Not something dramatic. Just one uncomfortable English action daily. Speaking in a meeting. Asking a question in English. Ordering food in English. Sending a voice note instead of a text. Recording themselves speaking for 5 minutes without stopping. Nothing heroic. Just consistent exposure. The first week feels awkward. The voice shakes. Sentences break. The mind goes blank sometimes. There are small mistakes. Maybe even some embarrassing pauses. And the brain screams, this is not safe. Stop doing this. That reaction is natural. It is the withdrawal symptom of comfort addiction. Your brain is used to choosing relief. Now you are denying it that relief. But something powerful starts happening in week 2. The fear response becomes weaker. Not because grammar improved dramatically. Not because vocabulary doubled. But because the brain realizes something important. Nothing terrible happened. You survived. No one laughed the way you imagined. No disaster occurred. That survival experience rewires confidence faster than any textbook ever could. By week 3, speaking feels less like danger and more like effort. There is still imperfection, but there is less panic. The mind starts focusing on meaning instead of fear. Reaction speed improves naturally. Words come faster, not because you memorized more, but because hesitation decreased. And hesitation decreases only when fear decreases. By week 4, something shifts at identity level. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is bad at English. You start seeing yourself as someone who speaks even when imperfect. That identity change is everything. Because once you identify as a speaker, you stop waiting to be ready. You act first and improve along the way. This is the difference between comfort-based learners and growth-based learners. Comfort-based learners wait to feel confident before they speak. Growth-based learners speak until confidence becomes natural. Fluency is not built in giant leaps. It is built in daily discomfort deposits. Every awkward conversation, every imperfect sentence, every moment you speak despite fear. Those are not failures. Those are repetitions. And repetitions build reflex. So, the real question is not, how do I improve my English? The real question is, am I willing to feel slightly uncomfortable every day? Because the moment you say yes to that, comfort loses its control over you. And that is where real fluency begins. Let's understand this with a story. When Emma stopped choosing comfort. Emma was not bad at English. She understood almost everything. She could read fluently. She could write long paragraphs. She had studied English for years. But when it was time to speak in meetings at her company, her throat tightened. Her heart raced. And suddenly, all her knowledge disappeared. So, she did what most people do. She chose comfort. Whenever there was a discussion, she avoided eye contact. When her manager asked if anyone had questions, she stayed silent even when she had ideas. After meetings, she would replay everything in her head and think of perfect sentences she could have said. At home, alone, her English sounded confident. But in real situations, she froze. And every time she stayed silent, she felt relief. That relief became her addiction. She told herself she just needed more preparation. She started watching more English videos. She bought pronunciation courses. She wrote down advanced vocabulary words. She convinced herself that once she felt ready, she would start speaking confidently. But months passed. One day, something small happened. During a team meeting, a colleague presented an idea that Emma had actually suggested privately a week before. Everyone praised him. Emma sat there, quiet, realizing she had the idea first, but comfort stole the opportunity. That day hurt more than embarrassment ever could. So, she made one simple rule. For the next 30 days, she would speak at least once in every meeting. No matter how imperfect. No matter how nervous. Just one sentence. The first time she forced herself to speak, her voice shook. She mispronounced a word. She forgot part of her sentence midway. It was not impressive. It was not smooth. But she survived. No one laughed. No one attacked her. The meeting continued normally. That survival changed something inside her. In the second week, speaking still felt uncomfortable, but slightly less terrifying. By the third week, She noticed she was thinking less about grammar and more about ideas. By the 4th week, her manager started asking for her opinion directly. Not because her English became perfect, but because she became visible. The biggest change was not in her vocabulary. It was in her identity. Emma stopped seeing herself as someone who is bad at speaking. She became someone who speaks even when nervous. And that identity shift unlocked fluency naturally. Her reaction speed improved. Her hesitation reduced. Her confidence stopped depending on perfection. Nothing magical happened. She just stopped choosing comfort. And that is the part nobody talks about. You don't need perfect English to grow. You need repeated courage. Emma was never bad at English. She was just protecting her comfort. The day she stopped protecting it, her growth became unstoppable. Let me leave you with this. You are not behind in life because of English. You are not less intelligent. You are not incapable. You have just been choosing comfort without realizing the cost. Every time you stayed silent, it felt safe. Every time you avoided speaking, it felt protective. But comfort is expensive. It quietly steals opportunities, visibility, confidence, and growth. The world does not reward perfect English. The world rewards people who show up despite imperfect English. The next time your heart beats faster before speaking, do not run from it. That feeling is not fear. It is growth knocking at your door. And remember this clearly. Fluency is not built when you feel ready. It is built when you speak before you feel ready. Emma changed because she decided that embarrassment for 30 seconds was better than regret for 30 years. Now the real question is, what will you choose tomorrow? Comfort or courage? If this video made you reflect even a little, I want you to do something powerful right now. Comment below. I choose courage. If you found value in this message, hit the like button so this reaches more people who are silently struggling with the same fear. Share this video with one friend who understands English but is afraid to speak. You might change their confidence forever. If you are serious about transforming your English and your identity, then subscribe to this channel right now. Turn on the bell icon so you never miss the next part. The next video might be the push you need on a day when comfort tries to win again. This is your moment. Choose courage. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.